new setup, and a lot of people had a variety of items that they were putting out. However, I'm not interested in tools or shoes. I was looking for something that is vintage. Just something that to see the bobbleheads that they had over here. I thought they were cool. Look at this ogre looking guy bobblehead. It looks like an ogre, but it is a newer one because it is by Funko, the same people that make the Funko Pops. It is by the brand Funko. Now this little deviled lady, I did not see a name on the bottom of hers, but I thought she was cute. I didn't ask the prices of these because I wasn't going to buy them, but I did want to show them to you. This was awfully dirty. That looked like it had been in a smoke-filled room for many, many years. I'm not big on cartoon guys, so I did not know who that was. But here I am taking my little basket. I got this basket at a yard sale, by the way, for $8 about 10 years ago. And it's come in handy for a lot of things. Now, when I come to something like this, I find it extraordinary because it looks like there's just piles and piles of color. It looks like something that would intrigue me. Now these are magazines. They're magazines, but not the type of magazines that I would necessarily be interested in. There's a Superman and a pirate. I do believe the pirate might have been a coloring book. Yeah, the pirate might have been a coloring book. So as I'm trying to make my way around, I see some stuff. She had a whole basket of hair accessories, and I decided to keep them up there so people could look at them. And I also did see a bottle. Oh, I saw these first. These were the little Santa and tree stuff, but I saw a bottle. Now that is Britney Spears' Curiosity. It is a perfume that was out about 20-something years ago. It smelled okay. And there are the little Care Bears. The little Care Bears. I love to find little things like this, but I'm actually on the hunt for something unusual, something different, something that I haven't bought before. I don't know if I find it this trip, but I'm always looking for that one item or couple of items that are different than anything that I bought before. Now, I thought about buying saw the kitties. And if you know me, you know I love my little kitty cats. I just do. I adore them so much. And these little kitty cats were, I think they were just porcelain little kitty cats, and I don't think they were worth that much. But this one actually has a mate to it somewhere. It's supposed to have two, because I used to have them before, and there were two kitty cats just like that. Again, I'm looking at the toys. They do intrigue me so very much because I grew up collecting like the McDonald's trinket toys. Now this is the first Ouija board we see of the day. This is the first one. And I do want to say it was from 72, or it might have been a redone in the 90s. I wasn't sure. But I've already gotten this one. I already have this Ouija board. The man was asking $10 for it, but I had already had it, so I didn't purchase that. But I was looking at these McDonald's plates. I was looking at the McDonald's plates, and he said, if you want them, take them all for $5. But I didn't, because I saw the donut man setting up. The donut man had finally arrived. He is very famous at this flea market. It is Wolf's Flea Market in Rosemont, Illinois, which is probably about 5 miles from my house. And I took an Uber this morning because the buses don't run that early. But the donut man, they are fresh homemade donuts, and they're a little more yeasty. They're a little more yeasty than regular donuts. So I did not get a donut. I got a brownie. Instead. The brownies are exceptionally good and chocolatey. So I thought I would get that to snack on while I'm walking. I thought about that donut right there. I did think about getting the donut, but I just had the thought of that brownie. So I bought the brownie and I bought something to drink. Now the man at the donut place, well, they're all really nice, but the man that got my order is exceptionally nice. He wished me well and hoped that I found a lot of interesting things at the flea market. And that is why I love going to the Wolf's Flea Market in Rosemont, Illinois, because a lot of people become a community and they become friends. Everyone that goes to see the donut guy is his friend, so I like that. Now we came to a table that I love to go to. These people, this company, I guess, they do storage cleanouts. And I love magazines, so I wanted to get all these Jet magazines. And then I was looking, they had other magazines as these, and the magazines, I paid a total of $30, and I decided to move on. Now this vendor has lots of things that I like. He has old pictures, he has matchbook covers, he has a lot of things that I'm interested in. The only thing about buying from him is you're going to pay up by buying from him. He knows the prices on almost everything. So you would be paying top YouTube dollar for anything that he has. So that Ronald Reagan picture that's not even actually signed by Ronald Reagan, he wanted $100 for that. So that was about the time that I decided that I needed to be moving on. And I found another vendor that was selling old pictures, old photographs that I'm sure that she got from a storage unit auction. And these are people's private photos of their wedding day. You know, there's pictures of children, there's pictures of family. Now, I would hate it to know that nobody wanted those pictures of me. That would just kill my soul. I do believe that we live our lives through pictures because we want to be remembered. And it's so sad when either you have no one to pass the pictures on to, or no one wants your pictures that you have filled with so much love and so many memories. So that's the kind of bad thing about selling people's pictures, is the fact that nobody wanted them in the family. Now these magazines I have sold in the past, and they are good sellers. I didn't even ask how much she wanted for those. I should have asked. But I was more intrigued by what was in here. What could possibly be in here? Oh, they are posters. She had a big box of posters, a big box of posters. And a lot of the posters were the same, but there were some different ones. I do believe that is Willie Nelson. That is a mini poster, mini Willie Nelson poster. And I do believe they were $3 or 2 for $5. And that was Edgar Winter. And I think we're going to see another Clapton. Yes, that's Eric Clapton. The World Tour. Now these are fabulous. If you wanted to frame and hang them up, because it might have been a lock of some kind. But I did hear somebody yell, they have purses. They have purses. So let's go check out the purses. Now, they did have a couple of purses. Well, a lot of purses. But I don't think any of them were real. But I did see this doll. Look at it. It is old and unusual, and the face is cracked. Now, I know that name on the back of it. I really should have bought this doll. If not to resell, I should have bought it at least to put up for Halloween, because it was a little creepy. Now, this was actually a mink hat. It was soft, and the only reason that I would have bought a mink hat was so that my cats could play with it when they were kittens. They had a mink stole that they used to play with. They did. I had gotten it from an estate sale, and they played with it for the first year. And it eventually got all tore up and wet and soggy, and I had to throw it away. But they loved to play with mink, especially they loved to rub it on their face because it was so soft. Now, there's a little monkey. I'm going to say they had some interesting things there. They did have interesting things, and everything was $10. Some I thought were a little high price for that. But some things like the knife set would have been a great buy for $10. But I did see these lion salt and pepper shakers. I thought those were nice too. And I obviously could have struck a deal and got things cheaper, because just to remember, these vendors are wanting to get rid of this stuff. They are wanting to sell it. So if you could make a good bundle price for things, they will be willing to sell it to you, especially if it's at one of these tables that are $5 and $10. They have a whole truckload of stuff that they need to get rid of. So they are willing to work with you. But I do like going to the $10 tables. Now we're at a $5 table. Everything on this table is $5, or 5 things for $20. What I was looking at here was our second Ouija board of the day. It is the Stranger Things Ouija board. I do believe this came out in 2018, and they still sell it online and at Toys R Us. Now, I did not know when I picked this up that entire box was magic tricks. They were magic tricks. Everything in that box was from a magician. I thought it was interesting after he had told me what it was. And if I had been thinking stuff was quite pretty. You got your brass stuff and your candle holders. A lot of pretty stuff, but the people that I was looking forward to were not there. So I just continued to walk around aimlessly, and you will see part 2 of this video the next time. I'll see you for now, and we'll watch part 2 next time.